Hey everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyersguy, and welcome to Classic Flyers Theater, or should I say, Classic Phantoms Theater. See what I did there? In today's episode, we take you back to the 2012 AHL Outdoor Classic between the Adirondack Phantoms and the Hershey Bears. I myself, when the Phantoms left Philly, I lost interest in the Phantoms, and when they went to Adirondack and they moved to a place like Glens Falls, New York, it didn't make much sense to have a Flyers affiliated hockey team in New York. But I watched this game. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. I thought it was a very fun game to watch, and I never really cover much Phantoms hockey on Classic Flyers Theater because a lot of Phantoms games are very hard to find. So I found this one. So I hope you enjoy this episode of Classic Phantoms Theater with me, Timmy Flyersguy. It's still called Classic Flyers Theater, but I wanted to call it Classic Phantoms Theater because this is a Phantoms game after all. So without further ado, I hope you all enjoy this episode of Classic Flyers Theater / Classic Phantoms Theater with me, Timmy Flyersguy / Timmy Phantoms Guy. I hope you all enjoy this video, and let's go Phantoms!
It's been a week of Winter Wonder, a celebration of outdoor hockey in Philadelphia. From beloved alumni Bernie, Clarkie, Lindros, and more, to the current combatants of the NHL. Over 90,000 hockey fanatics have shared the elements with their heroes of past and present. Tonight, the AHL is spotlit at Citizens Bank Park as the Phantoms return to Philadelphia. This year, the Phantoms are right in the playoff picture, led by a trio of tough players. Dennis Hamill, Ben Holmstrom, and Garrett Rowe are proving themselves and hoping for the call-up. A familiar face has been stalwart in goal for the Phantoms. Michael Layton has looked NHL-worthy. For the Hershey Bears, offense has been top shelf as they contend for first place in their division. Keith Aucoin leads the AHL in points, and Chris Bork is second. They've dazzled the Hershey faithful all season long. Tonight, the Bears and Phantoms put a capper on this fabulous week on the frozen pond here at Citizens Bank Park. Next on the Comcast Network. In the heart of South Philadelphia, fans are ready here at Citizens Bank Park as the Hershey Bears face off with the Adirondack Phantoms in their return to Philadelphia. Hello and welcome everyone to the Outdoor Classic. I'm Amy Fadul. I'm eyesight here on this outdoor rink that has housed the Winter Classic and now will house the Phantoms as they take on the Bears. I'll be bringing you all the action eyesight as well as interviews throughout the game. But now let's go upstairs to the men who will call this game, to Brian Smith and Ian LePerriere. Gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Amy, and the stage is set, Lappy, for another great night of hockey here at Citizens Bank Park. The first two games were during the day. They were under the sunshine, the alumni game and the Winter Classic. Now we get to see this ballpark at night, and what a great thrill it's got to be for these players involved.
Yeah, it's a great thrill. It's a chance for them to prove what they can do under pressure, and it's a chance for the fans. They saw the past, they saw the present, and they have a chance to see the future tonight.
Now, the Hershey Bears have seemed to be perennially atop the East Division standings, and they are back there again this year, 44 points, just ahead of Norfolk due to games played.
Yeah, they have a great team. The way they play, if you want to play offensive against them, well, they got an offensive team. You want to play physical, they'll be physical. And, you know, their leader is Keith O'Quang. He's been a dominant player in the past 11 years in the AHL. And again, this year he's leading that team in scoring, and he's leading the league in scoring.
Now, the Phantoms and the Bears are in different divisions now. The Phantoms are in the Northeast Division, where they've had some struggles over the last couple of years, but this year they've been really solid, and they've been right there in that second slot just about the entire season.
Yeah, I really do think it started from the back end with Michael Layton. He's been unbelievable this year, and he was last year. We sent him down in the minors, and he was just a great veteran for them. And this year, he just took that young team on his shoulder, and he's the backbone of that team.
It always helps to have some experience behind the defense between the goalposts. And Michael Layton's been in an outdoor game before. He played for the Flyers 2 years ago in Boston. It'll be the Phantoms and the Hershey Bears here at Citizens Bank Park. We've got the opening ceremonies, some more interviews, and more coming up in just a few minutes.
Phantoms Hockey is brought to you in part by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Go Phantoms, go Toyota. Moving forward. Pepsi Max. Too much taste to call ourselves a zero. This period of the outdoor classic between the Bears and Phantoms is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. Here at Citizens Bank Park, I want to tell you it's a balmy 47 degrees. Winds are out of the southwest, and it is partly cloudy. Should be a great night for hockey. I'll send it back up to the gentlemen who are going to call this game, Brian and Ian. Guys?
Thank you very much, Amy. A lot warmer night than we've had the last couple of nights here at Citizens Bank Park. We've got the ceremonies underway with the longtime PA voice of the Philadelphia Phantoms, Keith Jones, and we'll join him now on the ice.
Coming to Phantoms games and playing on that historic ice at the famed Spectrum. You could feel the magic just walking by on the concourse. 2 Calder Cups were raised, the first in 1998 and another in 2005, forever uniting our city and our Phantoms. With us tonight are a few key members of those championship teams. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a member of the 1998 Calder Cup champion-winning Phantoms, none other than Frank the Animal Bialowas. And joining Frank at center ice tonight are members of the 2005 Calder Cup champion Phantoms, Todd Fedoruk, Shel Samuelson, and Riley Cote.
Riley Cote and Todd Fedoruk and Frank Bialowas, Lappy, are 3 of the more popular Phantoms ever, and a lot of it had to do with their toughness on the ice, and that's something you're no stranger to.
Well,
Fans, all players
that
in
they
the
have one
American
thing in
Hockey
common,
League
and
play for one
they weren't
goal,
afraid of
and that is
to get into a
to
fight or
win
two.
the Calder Cup. Carrying the Calder Cup to the ice, a member of both Phantoms Calder Cup championship teams, and this past Saturday's alumni game winning goaltender, ladies and gentlemen, number 31, Neil Little.
And Neil Little steps out with what is the original Calder Cup. This one has been retired from being distributed at the end of the season, but this is the one the Phantoms won in 1998.
Fans, to commemorate tonight's attendance record-setting AHL game, please welcome to the ice President and General Manager of the Hershey Bears, Mr. Doug Yingst, and owners of the Adirondack Phantoms, Jim and Rob Brooks.
And here comes Doug Yingst, who has been involved with the Hershey Bears for 30 years in some aspect or another, marketing, public relations, now the president of the team. Jim and Rob Brooks bought the Phantoms 3 years ago.
Please welcome the President and Chief Executive Officer of the American Hockey League, Mr. Dave Andrews, who will now meet Hershey's captains and former Phantom Boyd Kane and Phantom's own Ben Holmstrom with a ceremonial puck drop.
And Boyd Kane's a very familiar name to Phantoms fans as well. He captained the 2005 Calder Cup team. Then the next year went to Hershey, did the same thing there, captained them to a Calder Cup championship in 2006. Only a
Fans,
couple
at
people
this
have done
time,
that.
please welcome to the ice members of the United States Air Force, who will now present the colors for our nation for this evening's festivities. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats in salute to the flag. We'd like to now welcome the #1 ranked anthem-ist of the National Hockey League. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Hart. Lauren is joined tonight by members of the Philadelphia Deaf Choir in conjunction with the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Council with its evening's performance of the Star Spangled Banner.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose porch lights and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we walked, were so gallantly straight, and the rockets rang the
Well, we got a ceremonial puck drop, the Calder Cup, lots of alumni, both teams wearing commemorative jerseys, all capped off by a great performance by Lauren Hart. Just a fantastic start for a game that's worthy of it.
Yeah, it's packed too. You look around, it's all orange everywhere. I can't imagine those young guys, you know, they're used to playing in front of 5,000 or 6,000 people at most, and now it's going to be close to 40,000. I'm sure everybody's excited out there.
Let's go ringside to Amy Fadul. She's got Phantoms coach Joe Patterson.
All right, thanks, guys. Joe, this is quite the atmosphere here. By far a record crowd. I think the previous record for an AHL game was 21,000, so I'm pretty sure a safe bet you beat that here. What is this going to be like? We talked to you guys about atmosphere.
Yeah, this is great. Our guys have been pumped up for this game for a long time, so we're here now and we're ready to enjoy this game.
Pretty cool to see all the Phantoms legends go out there with the Calder Cup too, I imagine.
It certainly is. There's a lot of history in this town, so it's great to see them and all these fans out here.
It's also important to remember this isn't a game. This is a game you guys need. It is 2 points. So what have you talked to them about, just trying to keep focus?
Yeah, try to be calm early. Don't overdo things right away, and play your positions as well and take it to them.
All right, thanks so much, Joe Patterson. Good luck. We appreciate it. All right, Brian and Lappy, I'll send it back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jamie. And there were 2 great victories for the Phantoms while they were in Philadelphia. Calder Cup championships in 1998, just a couple years in the franchise's history, at the Old Spectrum, and then in 2005 they won one at the Wells Fargo Center in the year of the lockout.
Yeah, you know what? It's something in common that you saw, Mr. Snyder there hugging at Billy Barber. It's great. They've done that in the 70s, and then they've done that in the 90s in the AHL too.
When it comes to championships, any championship is worth celebrating with the Flyers organization, and those are the 2 biggest moments in Phantoms history while the team was here. Our goaltending matchup tonight features a couple of highly experienced guys. Braden Holtby's got a Calder Cup with the Hershey Bears, and of course Michael Layton is one of the best goalies the AHL's ever seen.
Well, these are 2 goalies who have NHL experience. They're used to big games, and tonight there's no better games in the AHL than the one tonight.
Eric Wellwood, Ben Holmstrom, and Mike Testweed, the starting line for the Phantoms. Chris Bork, Keith O'Coin, and Kyle Greentree are out to start tonight for the Hershey Bears. The puck is dropped, and we are underway here at Citizens Bank Park in the AHL Outdoor Classic. Phantoms and the Hershey Bears, and right off the hop, the Bears with a chance as they come in over the line. That shot was blocked to the far side corner off the stick of Bork. He's the Bears' leading goal scorer with 18 on the season. On the far side corner, a puck chipped across the goal mouth. Knocked clear to the boards. Now Bork with another shot from the circle, stopped by Layton. Rebound put back in front. It's still loose, and they score! Chris Bork doing what he's been doing all season. He cleans up the rebound on the right side of the net, and just like that, it's 1-0 Hershey.
Yeah, you know what? It's not really obvious. It's not the start that the Phantoms wanted, but it started with Ben Holmstrom turning the puck over at the red line there, and you know, Hershey just came back in the zone and dominated. You know, they were hungrier on the puck, and they just put the puck on net and a couple of rebound shots.
A little bit of a bad luck there for the Phantoms as Kyle Greentree flubbed the shot in the left circle there, but it went right off of Layton's pad and right to the stick of Bork. So just like that, the Bears take the 1-0 lead. And the Phantoms will be playing some catch up here, but obviously have plenty of time to turn things around from that opening goal. Right behind the Phantoms net again, though, off the ensuing faceoff. Phantoms trying to control, but poked off the stick, comes around to the boards there where Akeson could not quite clear the zone. Shot from the left point. It's kicked away by Layton. Now back around behind the net, chasing for the Bears is Ryan Patolny. Patolny, a former Phantom. Saw some time with the Flyers a couple years ago. He battles in the corner. Garrett Rowe trying to pull it free for the Phantoms. Now comes back around to the right side. McFlicker tried to chip it out in front. That was blocked down and put back to the corner. McFlicker backhands it back in front again. This one taken care of by Akeson. And now the Phantoms are going to break out of their zone.
Yeah, that Jason Akeson's one of those free agents that the Phantoms signed this summer, and he's not Claude Giroux from the Flyers, but he's got a little bit of that poise and that patience with the puck.
Rowe and Akeson couldn't quite make anything happen there, and the Bears able to chip it out. It comes back down in on Layton. He'll cover that up for the whistle. Taking a look at some of the top scorers in the American Hockey League, Chris Bork right there now with his 19th of the season, 2 back of the league lead.
Well, Chris Bork's he's got a familiar name. His dad was a pretty good player too, Raymond Bork, who played. He had a Hall of Famer career, and you know, I'm sure he's got that dad's character.
Holtby out to settle a loose puck for his defensive core. Wrapped up the wall, but knocked down. Now it's played in the near side corner. Comes back out to the point, kept in there by Dan Jancewski, a veteran defenseman for this Phantoms club. Pinned along the wall, now out to the point, and the Bears will skate it out. This is Garrett Mitchell up the wing. Tried to cross it through the slot, got knocked down, bounces near the Phantoms net, and now rimmed back around and out. As the Bears get a change in. Jancewski had it hop over his stick in center. And now this one is whistled dead as the Bears were ruled offsides. Just underway here at Citizens Bank Park, about 2.5 in, and the Hershey Bears with the early 1-0 lead. Goal in the first minute. And this Bears team has always been dangerous like that. They've always had just such an explosive scoring arsenal at their fingertips. Last year was a little bit of an off year for them, but this year they seem to be right back at it. Puck chipped up into the Hershey bench there, out of play. Mark French jumping out of the way of that one. He has done just an admirable job with this Hershey club. As you know, when you have an American Hockey League club, you never know what kind of factors are going to come into play. Call-ups, injuries, things like that to your club and the big club. Mark French has done a great job with this team.
Yeah, for the last couple of years, he's been doing a great job. And when he's got leadership, like, you know, Keith O'Coin, who's not going anywhere, you won't get called up. And and same with Chris Bork. You know, those guys are pretty much in the AHL to stay. And when you got 2 good leaders like that, it really helps your team.
We'll move into 6th place all-time on the Hershey wins list with a win here tonight. And that's no small feat considering that this team has been around since 1938. Phantoms gain their Hershey zone. It comes down the right wing. Back around behind the net, and there for Philadelphia is Tom Sestito. Comes back out to the point again. It's kept in by Eddie. Cullen Eddie got one down toward the net. Was knocked down and moved into the corner. Pushed back out the line, but not out. Eddie there to keep it in. Down into the corner. Tolney trying to lift it out, and he will get it down into the Phantoms' end. Back out to center. Sestito tips it along. He's had a tough year with injuries and stuff. Did see some action for the Flyers over the holidays, and then came back down here to Adirondack, where he leads the team in penalty minutes. Bears get the puck in deep, and Kevin Marshall has also seen some time with the Flyers, able to get it up the wall, but it's knocked back down around behind the Adirondack net. Now the Phantoms will come back out on the opposite side. down into the left wing corner, losing his footing and going hard into the wall was a Phantom there behind the net. That was Mike Testweed as we see him get up. Seems to be all right and back in it. Phantoms regain control at center. In over the line, cutting to the near side, and the shot was blocked. Here come the Hershey Bears with a 3-on-1 the other way if they hurry. Bork with a drop pass. Nice nifty pass to the left circle, and a shot was blocked off the skate of his own man. There came to the near side. Bork going back after it, but getting to it first is Keith O'Coin.
Yeah, a tough decision there by Kevin Marshall to pinch there, and sometimes you got to be a little bit more patient, especially when you're down 1-0 with a lot of time left. You got to be a little bit more patient.
Eric Gustafson, who's also seen some time for the Flyers this year before he went out with a wrist injury. He's back now and getting his legs back with the Phantoms. Headman pass tipped aside away from Akeson, and the Bears will control. Here's Patrick Weller in his own end. Played the pass ahead for Patolny, who was knocked off his stick. Comes back into Hershey's own. Bears control it again there. It's flipped up to center. Knocked down by Marshall, but it came right to Patolny. Over the line was McClicker, but he was early and offsides.
We named a couple guys, Testito, Marshall, Gustafson. You know, they were all called up this year, and that's credit to, you know, they came in with the Flyers and they didn't lose a beat. They were just like NHL players, and you got to give credit to Joe Patterson, Riley Cote. Those guys have been doing a great job in the AHL, and you know, and that's the round back down there.
Neutral zone draw. Garrett Rowe able to win it back, and now it's chipped up over the line. Moving in is Akeson with a quick shot. He got knocked down to the near side now. Came back out to center, and there it is picked up by Jancevski, fired back in deep. Around behind his net after it is Tomas Kundratic, and he will now lead the charge up ice. Headman pass off the mark, trying to find Mitchell. Phantoms knock it back over to the wall in front of the bench. Now in over the line, here comes Brown, dropping off for Denny Hamel. Denny Hamel, one of the all-time leading scorers in the American Hockey League. Pushed it back up the far side, now knocked back into the Hershey zone. Just a long pass ahead is off the mark. This one will come around to the far side and be touched up for icing by Cullen Eddy. So we'll get a face-off back down into Hershey zone with 14-12 left to go here in this first period. 1-0 Hershey.
Denny Hamel just hit a pretty big milestone on December 31st. He hit his 1,000 game as a professional, and it's you know, it's a great career for him. He played in the minor most of it, but 1,000 games, 1,000 games.
Hamel from La Chaux, Quebec. He was a 6th-round pick of the St. Louis Blues all the way back in the late 90s. And he was brought in to give this Phantoms team some veteran leadership. It was an extremely young team a couple of years ago, and he has done a great job at that, providing a nice scoring punch as well. In the right wing corner, Hershey able to reverse course back around to the far side of the ice. It's kept in at the left point, and now back out to the near side point where Sean Collins could not quite reach it. He'll have to regroup in his own end. Collins with a rink-wide pass, and it's dished up through center. It'll come in on Leighton. He will cover it up. We'll get a whistle and a stoppage of play. Timeout on the ice. Hershey with a 1-0 lead over the Phantoms early on here in the Outdoor Classic at Citizens Bank Park. Welcome back to Citizens Bank Park. The Hershey Bears with the early 1-0 lead over the Adirondack Phantoms on a goal that Lappy is really one of the Hershey strong points, striking fast and striking early.
Yeah, you just don't want to turn the puck over in the neutral zone. That's what happened on that first goal there, and especially at the beginning of the game, you just don't want to turn that puck over, and that's what happened.
Chris Bork with some pretty good lineage there, and
yeah, right there. There's, you know, Ben Holmstrom. You just don't want to turn that puck over there, especially at the beginning of the year, beginning of the game. You want to get your legs under you, and that's what happened. You just started to play, and that's what caused the goal.
And should point out too that the assist that Keith O'Coin picked up on that goal is his 46th assist of the year, and just a great place for Chris Bork to be on the receiving end of that kind of playmaking. Phantoms able to move it out of the zone off the draw and in over the line. A shot whistled in on Holtby. He'll hold that. There was a whistle there. One of the Phantoms may have been in early. Holtby is again a former Calder Cup champion with the Hershey Bears, and his backup for that championship is now on the Phantoms bench. Jason Bacashua, a veteran goaltender who the Flyers brought in for depth this season. Bears control off the draw, and it's moved out to center by Patrick McNeil. He'll just drive it in deep. On the wall, Phantom's able to move it ahead. Wellwood got it out to center. Bears will just fire it right back around, and Eric Gustafson will get to it in the corner. Gustafson plays it up the wall, gets out to center. Bears will run it down in their end. This is Collins with it. Rink wide pass back the other way. Goes off a skate down deep into the Phantom zone. Here's Ben Holmstrom, the young captain of this Phantoms club. The guy the Flyers really like. Moving it ahead to Wellwood. It got knocked down, but came right back to Wellwood. He's in over the line with Tesweed. Wellwood on the backhand. Pulled it out in front and hoped he made the save. The rebound shot blocked down, and it's cleared by McNeil out the center. Leighton out to play it to his right. And here comes Gustafson with it out to center. Gustafson with the headman pass, tipped along, controlled though by the Bears. They knock it back the other way. Hamel got a stick on that, played it back into the Hershey zone. Julian Brulette sent one rink wide. Now it's played out to center, trying to get to it on the near side with McFlicker. He chipped it along, and Phantoms will get to it behind the net. This is Oliver Larsden, a huge defenseman, 6'6", 220. Again, a guy the Flyers are really high on.
He's got a great work ethic. Like, you know, he's one of those guys that, you know, won't do anything fancy out there, but he'll do his job to a T. And he's got, like I said, in practice and game, he's got a great work ethic.
Here's on the near side, McFlicker trying to center it out in front, and we've got a whistle, and somebody took a puck up high. Looks like we do have a penalty coming up on the Phantoms. So we get another view of it here in the arena. It's going to be an interference call, and the Bears are going to get the first power play of this game.
Yeah, well, you might have saved a goal right there. You know, sometimes good penalties, and that's one of them. You had to take that penalty. It was just a free shot right there.
So Cullen Eddy will go for interference on that play, and this Hershey power play is just extremely dangerous, above 33% on the year, which is just an incredible number. Leighton able to get his glove on that first shot. This team is just extremely dangerous at home, over 40%. There you see it, 32% on the season for the Bears, by far the best in the American Hockey League. But the Phantoms penalty kill is fourth best at 85%, so it should be a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, good matchup when you got offensive guys like Keith Aucoin and Chris Bourque. And on the other hand, on the Phantom side, you know, your penalty killing start with your goalie, and Michael Leighton's been really strong back there.
McNeil drives it hard around. It'll come out into the right wing corner. Battled for there. Popped out to the left of the net. Now Aucoin will move it back out to the point. Here's Bourque on the near point. Tried to go back to McNeil, but it was off his stick and out of the zone. Bears will have to clear and gives the Phantoms a chance to regroup. Cleared down to the Hershey line, but no further, as here come the Bears the other way. It's Bourque over the line. Throws it back out to Aucoin on the point. Shot was blocked down in front. To the far wall it goes. Getting there first for Adirondack was Garrett Rowe. He moves it ahead down the right wing side. There's a chance for Wellwood as he got a backhand off and it went wide. Came to the near wall, and now it's moved ahead to center. Phantoms knock it down, fire it back in. Solid kill so far here for Adirondack. Just 40 seconds left to go in the penalty to Eddy.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Keep everything on the outside. That's what the Phantoms are doing. They're not giving anything inside, you know, in that slot area. They just give everything on the outside.
Leighton slows the puck behind his net. Now it pops back out in front, and a shot went wide off the stick of Kyle Greentree, another former Phantom. Came back out to the point, but not out. It's wrapped back around, and it comes along the right wing wall. Moving in closer is Cody Eakin. Eakin in the circle, back out to the point. 10 seconds left to go on the power play as Eakin plays one over to the top of the circle. Shot blocked and cleared, and that'll do it for the first power play of the game for the Bears. Solid kill for Adirondack. They are back to full strength with 9:40 left to go in this first period. Quick shot from a sharp angle is gloved and held by Leighton, and he'll get the whistle. We'll step aside, come back with more after this. The Phantoms trailing the Hershey Bears 1-0 here in the first period.
Back here for the Outdoor Classic, I'm with the AHL Commissioner Dave Andrews. And Dave, What a day, what a week really it's been, but what a day for the AHL. You know, the previous record I believe was 21,000. Safe to say you beat that tonight.
I think we beat it by probably double looking at the park. It's been a wonderful day, a great week for hockey here in Philadelphia, and for the American Hockey League and our players. This is a very special opportunity.
What about outdoor hockey do you think it is that just draws the people in?
I just think it's so unique. I mean, it's a party atmosphere here tonight. It's being outdoors for the players is really unique. They've had a great day today. Their skates this morning. They're really excited about this game, and I think it doesn't. It's never going to get old. I think for fans, it's just a fun thing to do, and I mean, for hockey, it doesn't get any better than this event tonight. It's just great.
You actually got to skate on this ice a little bit earlier today. How was it?
It was pretty good. It was a little heavy this afternoon. I think it was about 55 degrees here, so we had tired legs at the end of it, but it was just fun. It was an honor to be out here.
All right, thanks so much, Dave Andrews. We appreciate it. Great night for hockey for the AHL as well. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll send it back up to you.
Thank you, Amy. And Dave Andrews, perhaps one of the most understated men in hockey, as we get a good scoring opportunity there for the Phantoms. Best of the game is Cullen Eddy, was glove saved there by Braden Holtby, flashing the leather.
Yeah, well, great. Eddie really supported the play there. Great play by Pitter there. A nice little sauce pass and huge save by their goalie, because you know what? He hasn't been that busy so far, and he's still in the game.
It can be a tough situation when you don't see a lot of shots. That was just the fourth shot of the game for the Phantoms in the first 11 minutes here. But Holtby up to the task, and he keeps the Phantoms off the board. Hershey with the 1-0 lead on the early goal by Chris Bork. Just 32 seconds in. Hershey setting up in their zone again here, and a shot from the circle is blocked down to the corner. Larsden looking in, trying to get it away from McNeil. Now McNeil holds, turns, shoots it wide. Off the end boards, back to the wall. Knocked down behind the net again. Ford looking on as Christian Hansen tries to move it out from behind the net. Now back behind the net. Here's Kane centering through and able to skip free of sticks and back out to center. Hershey regrouping in its own zone. Here's Kane flipping on the backhand down behind the net of Layton. He's there to pick it up, moves it to safety in the far corner. And now Eddie lost it in his skates as he tried to move it up. O'Poyne takes it away and moves it to open space on the right wing, but that's taken care of by Sestito. Sestito playing it back to Larsden, who's stick handling behind his net, and now to the corner it goes and moved ahead out to center. Sestito tipping it along in on Holtby. He's going to cover that one up for the whistle. We'll watch Flyers hockey action this season from a Wells Fargo Center Suite. Suites offer incredible food options, wait service, and private restrooms. Affordable luxury, only a call or a click away. Call 215-389-9500 or visit mypremiumtix.com. A little bit of chippiness here as this game so far has been about these teams really kind of feeling each other out and feeling out this rink. And here a couple of guys from the same team run into each other.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what the Phantoms need right now to get to turn that thing around. The ice looks like it's tilt on one side. You might need some physical play, maybe not a fight, but a good hit or something to turn the momentum around.
It's Kyle Greentree delivering the hit, and he's a big guy. Greentree 6'3", 212. Here's a quick shot from the corner, and it goes in off a skate in front, and the Phantoms score. Mike Testweed just threw that one out into the goal mouth. It deflected off a skate or a stick, and Braden Holtby, I don't think he even saw it. Right along the ice, and we're tied at 1. Holmstrom able to win the draw, and Testweed circled back to the corner, threw it out in front, and looks like it might have gone off the skate of Zach Miskovic.
Yeah, he was looking for Eric Wellwood there, and just hit a skate and put it on net. You never know what can happen. And Mike Testweed just got his 6th of the season.
That'll go down in the legend as one of those goals that went top shelf, zipper, whatever. It's the same result, and the Phantoms have tied this game at 1 here in this first period. It's the kind of goals you need against a team like this. Getting the bounces, next thing you know, we tie things up, take the lead, put the puck on net, and good things happen. Here comes Marshall through center over the line. He's got a man going with him. Marshall threw it out in front, and it's deflected wide. Cleared around the wall and all the way down. We have a penalty coming up, though, here on Adirondack. as Weller was taken down. And it looks like Hershey is headed back on the power play again. It's Marshall headed to the box. And we'll get a look at it here. And I'm not sure where that was, Lappy.
Yeah, no, that's not him. They called the wrong guy there. Poor guy, poor Kevin Marshall. He's like, ooh, me? No, it wasn't him. I don't know what it was.
I think it was Ben Holmstrom.
Yeah.
Looked like he got in the way of a bear and knocked him down. It didn't look like incidental contact to me more than anything. But regardless, we'll see our second Hershey power play of this game as the puck's flipped out quickly in front from the corner. And power plays are not something the Phantoms want to give Hershey a lot of in this game. Left wing circle. Its pass was knocked off a skate. Pushed back after the point, but not out. It's kept in by Eakin. Eakin putting it down low, centering pass and whipping on the shot with Eakin. It's knocked back out the center length of the ice. Eakin's one of those guys that has been up and down with the Washington Capitals of late. The thing about the Bears is it seems like their best players stay with the Bears, as opposed to a lot of teams, including the Phantoms, where a lot of their best players get called up. On the near side, though, Eakin, who has been benefiting from some time in the NHL, trying to keep it alive, couldn't do it. It's set down around behind Braden Holtby. And you have a strange dynamic there when you're trying to build an AHL club. You're developing prospects, but at the same time you want to have a competitive environment, and that sometimes means some guys that are going to be really, really good at the AHL and they're going to stay there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for the coaching staff. You know, you don't know who you're going to have the next day. You don't think you might have it called up or an injury, or you'll have to call a guy from the East Coast League, but you have to deal with that. And the team concept is very important in the AHL, every league, but especially in the AHL.
O'Coin threw one out back to the point that ended up all the way down, and now McNeil gets it back down into the Adirondack end with 36 seconds left on the power play. Here's Bork back out to McNeil. Into the corner for O'Coin, back to McNeil. He'll fire a bouncing puck, blocked down in front and cleared by Adirondack. That puck was on end. It knuckled there, but the Phantoms did a good job of running that down. Bork back to take it from Holtby, and he'll lead the rush up with just 16 seconds left on the man advantage. Now on the left wing, Bork comes around, threw it out in front, blocked down by Gustafson, and now chipped off the wall and out, and that'll do it. Another good kill for the Phantoms. We remain tied at 1 here with about 5 minutes left to go in the first period.
Yeah, you just don't want to play with fire, though. You know, a great kill, 2 good kills, but right now you're playing with fire with the best power play in the league. You just don't want to, be in the box all night.
Timeout on the ice with 5:16 left to go in this first period. We are tied at 1 here at Citizens Bank Park. Now get Philly sports when you are on the go. Delivered right to your smartphone here in the new year. Be the first to know the latest on all of your Philly teams right from the palm of your hand. Just go download the free CSN Sports app now and keep up to date on all your favorite Philly teams. LeBert went down the tunnel there. Patrick Weller, it appears. He was helped down the tunnel. He needed assistance to get off, and it's a long walk. It was a slow walk for him. Get an update on him if we can, but
lower body injury, I think.
That's what it looks like to me. Yeah. Some detective work there by Ian LaFerriere. And that'll leave Hershey down a defenseman here for at least the rest of this period, judging by the looks of that, perhaps the entire night. Sent back around to the left wing corner of the Phantom zone. Hershey able to pick it up there and tried to pull it out in front late and shut the door there, and the net is off its mooring, so play whistled dead.
You want to take advantage of that when a team loses a defenseman. You really want to, not abuse, but you want to take it to the other 5Ds. You want to make sure it's a long night for them because it's going to pay at the end of the game.
And we don't keep ice time in this league, so it's hard to see what some guys are doing and what some guys are not. But you nailed it. I mean, when you only have 5 defensemen, you got guys that have to take double shifts, and defensemen are used to playing a lot of minutes. It's not as taxing a position as the forward position is, but still it could take its toll, especially when they have to play more than 2 periods in that situation. Face off to Michael Layton's right-hand side, and the Phantoms able to control off the draw. They'll skate this out. It slipped off the wall. Running it down though for Hershey was Brulette. He could not clear, and a puck sent across the slot, kicked aside, and comes back out to center. And we get a whistle We'll have a neutral zone draw coming up. The Flyers conclude their 3-game homestand tomorrow against the Ottawa Senators. It's a 1 p.m. matinee game at the Wells Fargo Center. Following a week on the road next week, then the Flyers will return to the Wells Fargo Center on January 17th to host the Minnesota Wild. And great seats are still available for these matchups and all January home games. Call 215-218-PUCK or visit PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. Knocked down at center is the Bears able to intercept another Phantoms breakout there. It's Graham Mink trying to pull it free from the corner, but it's knocked away from him and moved ahead to Sestito. Brown flipping one into the zone. He had Shane Harper there. Turnaround shot was wide. Came off the end wall. Sestito will keep it alive on the near side. Wrapped around behind the net. Harper is chasing, and a big hit laid on by Cullinetti. He was able to lean into the back of Andrew Carroll there. Carroll coming away with the puck. Clear, but not out. It's knocked right down and backed up to the point. Sent around behind the net. Miskovic laying on a hit as a puck came through the slot out to the point. Larsden will get the pass back. Winds and fires a shot. It was deflected, but it went wide, and it goes off the corner wall back out to center. Kept in, though, nicely again by Brown. Second effort gets it out for the Bears, and Brown will push it back into Larsden in the Adirondack end. Coming up on 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this first period. 1-1 our score. Mike Testmead has the goal for Adirondack, tied the score after Chris Bork scored in the game's opening minute. Phantoms have had 2 really solid penalty kills against the best power play in the American Hockey League so far here this evening. Carrying it ahead to center, here comes Brown with it. It was knocked off his stick, though, and the Bears quickly the other way. O'Coin with a cross-ice pass. Greentree had trouble digging it out of his skates, got it to the corner. Phantoms will take it there as Gustafson sends it around to the right wing boards. Moved out to center, stopped there by Hershey, and backing into his own end with it there is Greentree off to McNeil. Bears a little bit disheveled here, but they finally do fire it out to center. And it's battled for along the near wall. Wellwood in there with Bork, and it'll be just whistled dead as the puck got frozen up there against that wall. Garrett Rowe is one of those guys, Lappy, who's a little bit of a diamond in the rough. Not a just kind of coming off the radar and having a great season for the Phantoms this year.
Yeah, he's a guy who was signed to an AHL team, I should say, and he's been really good since he, when he showed up to camp, and right now he's having one of those seasons that the Phantoms are very happy about that signing.
Rowe in his first professional season out of St. Cloud State, the same place that produced Andreas Nodal. Played for the Flyers for quite a few years and had some good times here. He's now in the Carolina organization. Here's a steal at the line, and over the line, a centering pass bounced off the skate. Now it's backhanded out to center. Phantoms will run that down, and it's Marshall on the far wing. He'll send it back around behind the net of Holtby. Played out into the corner. Bears able to chip it up and out of the zone. Gustafson will track that back down. Gustafson moved it ahead to center. It was knocked down by Holmstrom. Sent over to the wall, and the Phantoms will just dump it in and change up as we hit 2 minutes left to go in this first period. Long pass ahead, tipped along at center, and it goes up over the glass and out of play, and that one made it all the way to the seats, which is no easy feat. And if somebody didn't reach over the glass and grab that, Mr. Griswold there. Now, the funny thing about those seats is they're the best seats for baseball, but they're not the greatest seats for this game because you get down low there and you can't see anybody below the knees. But that's the only place you're going to get a puck, I think. And he did pass it off to a youngster there, so kudos for that. Michael Layton steps to the near side of his net to play one back around behind the net. And now it's knocked down back there by Marshall, who tried to move it along. Now the Phantoms will get it ahead to center. Here's Andrew Rowe, the fourth line now, seeing some time for the Phantoms. Down in the left wing corner, Rowe able to dig it free. Denny Hamel is there. Actually, Andrew Rowe getting a bit of an extra shift here. He's Hamel out there. Up the near side, here's a shot by Kalinsky that whistled wide. On to the right wing board, step back around behind the net, and Hamel kicks it back up the wall. Kalinsky's shot was blocked, and now Andrew Rowe behind, put it out in front. A shot blocked on the doorstep. Heads-up play there by a Hershey defenseman as Jancevski put it back into the frame in the slot.
Great play by Andrew Rowe there. Andrew Rowe missed quite a bit of time with a shoulder injury, shoulder surgery I should say. Missed a lot of time last year and this year. It's only his 9th game of the season this year, but he's been playing really good according to the coaches.
Late in the period here as Jancevski comes back on it. He was the captain of these Phantoms last year and yielded for Holmstrom this year. He'll flip it up to center out of the reach from outstretched glove. And it comes back around behind the net. Bear loses his edge back on that end board. Comes back up the near side wall. And now played across rink wide while Marshall will pick up that loose puck. 9 seconds left to go in the period as time ticks down on what's been a pretty solid period for Adirondack. Testweed trying to dig something free here in the final seconds. And it'll just be tied up against the Lords. And that'll do it for period number 1, which again, you know, for the Phantoms, Lappy, when you look at it and say, okay, Hershey's going to have 2 power plays in that period with the level of proficiency they've been at, they've got to be extremely happy with those kills and with how this ended up.
Yeah, very happy, and also it's a momentum switch, and that's what happened. You know, by killing those 2 penalties against the best power play in the league, you feel good about yourself, and it really switched the momentum on your side.
We talked about the feeling out process. In the end, this is just another game, but for these guys, it has been an incredible day. They had a great practice. Keith O'Coin was having a catch on the ice this morning at Hershey practice with one of his teammates. So there was a lot of fun had today. They get out here. It is for 2 points, and it is an important game in the standings for both teams. And I think in the first 2 games, we saw the second, third periods open up a little bit. Might see that again here tonight.
Yeah, now they're, you know, they were excited. The adrenaline was way high. You know, sometimes you do stuff that you're not used to do, but the second period, I think you're going to see more the real game on both sides, and in the third period, it's probably going to open up a little bit.
And it's really good to see these 2 teams back out there against each other again, because they played over 140 times just in the 12 years the Phantoms were in Philadelphia. Now they're in different divisions. They only see each other 4 times a year, and this rivalry is, you know, good to see it rekindled, especially on a stage like this.
Yeah.
Well, Boyd Kane was part of that big rivalry, and he is now downstairs at ice level with Amy Fadul.
All right, guys. Boyd, you've been a part of both of these teams, but certainly never anything quite like this. How's it been out there for the outdoor hockey rink?
It's been amazing. The whole day, the morning skate till now, the ice is unbelievable, and you know, see the crowd here now, it's pretty amazing.
You've been a part of the Phantoms. You've been a captain there. You're an all-star as well. What does this experience mean to a guy like you?
It's everything. You know, it's once in a lifetime probably, and you know, you play a lot of games in your career, but you know, one like this, and you know, just trying to take it all in today and enjoy it.
You guys scored very early on, and then the Phantoms got the equalizer. How's the game been out there?
It's been pretty good, I think. You know, we had a jump on them, but they kind of came back now, and you know, I'm sure it's going to get better here now. Everyone's kind of settled in, and you know, the being in awe is over, and you know, we're moving on now to hopefully pick it up in the next 2 periods.
All right, thanks, Boyd. We appreciate it. Good luck for the rest of the
Thank
game.
you.
All right, guys, we'll send it back up to you.
Boyd Kane has been a big part of both of these teams' histories. And there's history being made tonight here at Citizens Bank Park. It's 1-1 after 1 period of play. We'll be back with more in the first intermission in just a moment here on the Comcast Network.
He's a great kid. He's got great leadership.
Andrew Rowe couldn't keep it alive, but it's kept in at the point. Came to Kalinsky, but knocked away from him. And here come the Bears on the rush the other way. Lards trying to cancel out Hershey on the near side as McFlicker pushed it around behind the net. Comes around the boards to Matthew Ford, who can't keep it alive. Here come the Phantoms the other way. And we've got a penalty coming up here on Hershey. It appears. Going to see our first look at the Phantoms power play. It's David Banfield making the call. It's a tripping penalty, and Jamie Koharski whistled that one. But Ford got a stick on
Denny Hamel.
Denny Hamel, yep. As Hamel tried to break out. So a power play opportunity here for the Phantoms, their first of the game. They are right in the middle of the pack in the American Hockey League, ranked 15th with that 18.5 percentage, and the Bears with a fantastic penalty kill to go along with their league-leading power play. That's often the key to a championship team is special teams. We'll see if the Phantoms can solve them here. Down the left side, it's wrapped around behind the net. Gustafson tried to pinch it off on the near wall, but it was knocked away and cleared the length of the ice. Layton steps out to play it. And Akeson behind his net is hampered by a Bear forechecker. Now he'll get to carry it out. Up left wing, pushed ahead to center. Went off a stick in on Holtby as Hamel tried to move it along. And Holtby cleared it to the right side boards, and it's cleared the length of the ice.
You can see how much confidence that Joe Patterson have on that Jason Akeson. He's 20 years old, it's his first year professionally, and he's at the point on the power play. And he's leading the team in scoring too, but rarely you'll see first-year players to be on the point on the power play.
Akeson was not drafted. The Flyers got him as a free agent when he finished his junior career. The Flyers have been doing a lot of that lately. They've been finding some really good talent from the free agent route instead of the draft.
Yeah, they have that Tyler Brown too, who's a different kind of player, more a penalty killer and a hard worker with a lot of speed that is on the Phantoms team, who was a free agent last year too.
Down to 35 seconds left on the power play as Kondratic knocked it through center. Gustafsson is back to take it in his own end. He'll turn the puck ahead. It's tipped through center to the Hershey line. The Bears fire it right back the other way. O'Coin tried to pull it off the near wall. Couldn't get to it though, and Testweed will get it into the zone. However, the Bears will fire that right back out. Final 10 seconds or so of the power play coming up here as Akeson carries it through center. Poked away from him, but kept in by Sestito. A shot that changed direction, and Holtby had to make the save. Good reaction there by Braden Holtby on that puck that moved in front, and he kept it out.
Yeah, a lot of traffic in front, and good play by Tom Sestito. Nothing was going on the power play right here. They had a hard time getting into the zone, and he saw four guys in front of the net, and he just tried to put it on net. It almost went in.
What a redirection there by Luke Pither between his legs, getting that stick in the right place, and that would have been a highlight reel goal, except that Holtby made a highlight reel save. Here's a chance in front, and standing on a shot was Hamel out to the point. A shot wide of the net. That's Harper rather behind the net trying to work it free, and that'll do it for the power play as the Bears are back to full strength. With just under 12 minutes left to go in the second period of a 1-1 game. Ryan Petolny behind the Phantoms net trying to chase it down. He tried to center, but it was blocked. Comes to the corner. Digging it free is Blake Kessel, brother of Luke. Behind the net, Petolny couldn't find the handle, and it comes back out to the point where McNeil keeps it in. Now here's Petolny trying to hold off the man on the end wall. Worked back up the near side. Now it's out the center, and it's run down by the Bears. Kondratic moving it ahead to center. Tips along, back around behind Layton. He'll come back and hold it there. Ahead off the near boards through center. Andrew Rowe carries it in. Got the shot away. Save made by Holtby. And the rebound to the near side corner.
Great little play by Tom Sestito there at on the board there. And Tom Sestito's been impressive with the Flyers this year. They call him up for a couple games. He's been physical, been making plays with the puck, and that's what the Flyers expected from him.
Bears with a chance there. Shot wide, and now it's back the other way behind the Hershey net. Hamel trying to dig it free. Quick turnaround shot was blocked. Over to pick it up for the Bears is Zach Miskovic. He'll able to chip it out to center. Coming up on the halfway point of this game here with 10:33 left to go in the second. We are tied at 1. 2 first period goals. One for the Bears early on, and then Mike Testweed answering the 12-minute mark for the Phantoms, giving us the score we've got right now. Miskovic lost it, and Hamel trying to find his way out in front. He'll reverse course. Now just trying to shake the man that's on him. Julian Brulette doing a good job of keeping him close. Phantoms will change now as Rose sends it back in deep. Comes out to the point, kept in. Big drive by Gustafsson, blocked in front, down to the right circle, and a backhander wide of the net by Holmstrom. Wellwood moves it back out to the point. A shot blocked down to the near corner now. Wellwood sent it around, and Holmstrom, rather that's Testweed coming in on the left side. Back out to the point. Another shot blocked in front. It's loose. The save by Holtby on Testweed. Comes into the corner and cleared, and Mike Testweed with a golden opportunity there, but Holtby got the leg out.
Yeah, huge save there, great opportunity. They just put the puck on net, and you know what? It started when on that power play there. They weren't too dangerous on the power play, but just to be on the power play changed the momentum.
Holtby just acting like nothing special happened as the shot was deflected in front, pinballed, and then Testweed had it right there.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to put it on net, and that's what happened. The defenseman just put it on net. It doesn't need to be a huge shot, a big slap shot. It's just a little wrister, and they got deflected a couple times.
Mark French has taken his time out. He's going to give his guys a chance to rest on the power play. Is Holtby, just again, one of the biggest prospects in Washington's system right now. He has just been spectacular for Hershey here this evening, as he's the reason this is still a 1-1 game.
He's very calm too, huh? You know, that's when you see a goal, he's very confident. That's how calm he is. You know, he's very like, he doesn't move, he doesn't panic, he's really poised in the net.
And you know, when you see that, it's just really smooth play. Nothing herky-jerky. He doesn't overreact when he sees a situation coming at him. And he has been almost perfect here tonight, again, except for the one goal that went in off his own guy's skate. And again, that's the way you need to score sometimes against a goalie that's playing the way Holtby is this evening.
Yeah, put it on net. You never know what can happen. Might hit a skate or a stick or something, and that's what happened. That's probably the only way you're going to beat him tonight. He looks like he's on his game big time.
Well, we get another icing here, and again, Hershey will not be able to change, and this time they won't be able to use their timeout as the officiating crew makes sure everybody is on the ice. And this is a thrill for them, too, we should add. David Banfield and Jamie Koharski, who I believe is working his 600th game tonight, is Koharski, and then the linesmen Bob Goodman and Leo Boylan. You know, to work a game like this for them, for the referees and the linesmen, it's a big spot in their career.
Yeah, it's big. It's like players. You need to be lucky, you need to be good at what you're doing, but you need to be asked to do that. And I'm sure those guys are the best at what they do in the AHL, and that's what they ask them.
David Banfield has seen a handful of games this year in the NHL. He actually worked the Flyers Black Friday game the day after Thanksgiving. And Jamie Koharski, the son of legendary referee Don Koharski, who's now a officiating supervisor with the NHL. He is on hand tonight to see his son in this environment. Phantoms able to turn on some pressure here in the last few minutes and trying to keep it on again as they come down behind the Hershey net. A couple of big hits there as the Bears were able to clear it out. There will not be icing on this one. It's waved off as Gustafson comes back on it. He'll reverse course, and Testweed will play it up the near boards, and this one is going to be an icing as it's touched up by Collins. So we'll go down for a face-off in the Phantoms' end with 8:46 left here in the second period.
Yeah, the physical play really picked up in that second period. You see the Phantom take it to the Bears physically, and it's going to pay off in the third, especially being down 5 defensemen. If you keep hitting them, you keep hitting those 5Ds, it's going to be really, you're going to get reward in the third period.
Joe Patterson, a former Flyer, played a handful of games for the Flyers over his NHL career. And he came to the Phantoms as the coach of the team in the first part of the 2010-11 season. Phantoms had just a dreadful start that year, and the organization felt a change was necessary to turn things around. Perhaps not on the fault of the coaching, but just, you know, change the environment a little bit. And since Joe Patterson came in, he has done just a fantastic job with this Phantoms team.
Yeah, he really, this year you had a chance to start with his system right from the get-go and send his message, and I think you showed the result this year, a better result than they had last year, and it's all credit to the coaching staff. Riley Cote and Joe Patterson have been doing a great job.
His little brother Craig, also a pro player at the minor league level. He was on a team I did broadcasting for a lifetime ago in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's a small world sometimes here in these hockey circles. Phantoms gain the Hershey line up the right side, and it's knocked off the stick and sent back the other way. Phantoms are, as you see there, out shooting Hershey 10-3 this period. This is, you know, after we saw early on in the period, Lappy, the Bears seem to be all over the Phantoms' end. And since that time, this has been all Adirondack.
Yeah, after that power play, it just, you know, the momentum switch, and like I said, they weren't that dangerous on the power, but just to be able to be in their zone, they got their legs under them, and they're more confident. They're a more confident team right now.
Behind the Adirondack net, Lauridsen trying to work the puck free. It's in the right circle. A shot blocked down in front, and now here comes Brown breaking out the other way. Rather, this is Pither up the wing. Gains the line, tried to get it to Harper near side, out of his reach, goes to the corner and threw it back out in front. That went clear, and it's picked up by Hershey and carried back out the other way. Kundertek up the right side. Takes a hit in the corner. Braddock recovers. And Ford also trying to work it free, but the Phantoms are going to have it here, and Harper moves it ahead to center. It's pushed along at the line, chopped that high in the air, and here comes Eakin the other way. Over the line, Eakin on the backhand into the circle, pulls it out in front, save made by Layton. Rebound comes around behind the net, and now here comes Adirondack out the other way. Up the right wing, trying to pull it out in front is Rose, centering pass, it's loose, thrown back into the goal mouth, and it went off a skate to the near corner. Rowe back out to the point, shoveled toward wide of the net, came back off the end boards, and Denny Amell turned one in on net. That was stopped and held. We'll take a break, come back more in just a moment. 1-1, Phantoms and Hershey here at Citizens Bank Park. 1-1 our score here at Citizens Bank Park. If there's a game you just have to have a ticket to, but you can't find the locations you want, take advantage of available tickets from actual Flyers season ticket holders at Flyers Ticket Marketplace. The game's never sold out here. PhiladelphiaFlyers.com/TMP. Let's go down to field level. Amy Fadul's got Mark French.
I am here with Frenchie, and this has been quite the exciting atmosphere for you guys. I talked to Patterson, Coach Patterson, and he was saying that maybe a little bit of nerves at first. Did you have that with your guys?
Yeah, I thought we came out well. We scored the first shift. I think it's more for us, it's getting acclimatized to the way that we need to play rather than the way that we want to play. The ice gets beat up pretty quickly out here. It's got to be more of a north-south game instead of a pretty passing game.
You were looking around. How about all the fans that are here?
Yeah, it's awesome. We kept hearing it was going to be a good crowd, and to actually set foot in the facility and see this, I think speaks volumes for the amount of hockey fans in the central Pennsylvania area.
As for the game, you guys scored on the first shift. Coach Patterson said that's the first time that's happened all year. That had to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was a good start. We wouldn't like to see those goals they scored later, but it's been a pretty competitive game.
All right, thanks, Mark French. We appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the way. All right, guys, I'll send it back up to you.
Thank you, Amy. Big hit laid on in front of the Hershey bench as the Bears came up the ice, and the Phantoms able to clear it right back out. Coming out with it is Eakin, and he'll move it up ahead through center, around behind the Phantoms net. Brian Smith, Ian LaPerriere, and Amy Fadul here with you at Citizens Bank Park in the third game of the outdoor series. First it was the Alumni game, then the Winter Classic. Now it's the Phantoms and the Hershey Bears here tonight in American Hockey League action. And Lappy, I got to say the Phantoms would have to be pretty pleased with how this game's going to this point.
Yeah, you know what? After the first 5 and 10 or 10 minutes of the first period, I think the Phantoms have been dominating this game, and you got to give credit to the, both goalies have been playing well. Michael Layton makes saves when it was time to make saves, but the Phantoms are taking to the Bears right now, which is good.
Well, we hope you're enjoying the views and the pageantry here as the ice gets one last use here in this great ballpark. The backhander from the right side by Wellwood's turned aside by Holtby. Now back around behind the net. The Phantoms able to pop it back out in front, but Holtby covers that one up and gets the whistle. It's a bit of a different look here tonight. Obviously, you can probably see that in that the artificial snow, if you will, was removed, and we have the outfield grass, the infield grass on high display here tonight, and you get a bit of a more ballpark feel to this tonight with this view.
Yeah, we're sitting right in front of the mountain there. It's kind of neat to see, and the weather's not bad. It feels like in between hockey weather and baseball weather, which is pretty cool.
I got to say that the Flyers organization and the Phantoms, the Bears, the league really lucked out with the weather this week. I mean, it was never too cold. The worst problem they had actually was sunshine. The sun making the ice soft during the middays. They had to move some things around. That's why the game itself had to be moved. So can't ask for anything better than that. Phantoms still keeping the pressure on now in the Hershey zone as it comes back out to the point and now sent back down the wall. Here's a shot from the high slot and is knocked down in front off the stick of Garrett Rowe. Rowe getting it back, looking for a loose puck. He's pulled down. There's a penalty coming up against the Hershey Bears. And we get the whistle there as Rowe was tripped up in the slot, and the Phantoms are going to get their second power play of the evening. They'll have that when we come back. Phantoms and the Bears tied at 1 here at Citizens Bank Park. Orange Line, take a look back at all of the Winter Classic events, plus reactions from the alumni and players. The Orange Line, presented by Bradford White Water Heaters, coming up after the game right here on the Comcast Network. Christian Hansen's to the box for tripping, putting the Phantoms on their second power play.
Well, again, you know what? They're outworking the Bears right now. That's why they create penalty situation, and the Phantoms have to take advantage of that power play and to take the lead. And if they do that, they'll have the momentum on their side big time.
Now, there are such a thing as bad penalties and such a thing as good penalties, and that was a situation where I don't think Mark French is going to mind that penalty because that was a really good scoring opportunity for Garrett Rowe as we see them working on a spot in this ice here.
It was in that danger zone, that red zone. You don't want to, most of the system now, you want to take away that neutral zone, that middle of the ice zone. That's where Rowe almost took that shot, and like you said, it's a good penalty.
Every now and then in a situation like this, you see some holes pop up in the ice. They just bring some snow out, some carbon dioxide, just to freeze it and try to keep the surface safe for everybody. It's part of the environment in a game like this, the occasional patching of the ice. So the Phantoms on power play number 2, 0 for 1 with 1 shot on their first opportunity. Working the center point is Gustafsson. He plays into the circle, comes back to him, big drive, and it's ricocheted just wide of the right post. Deflected in front. Holtby was down, but it went just wide of the net. Back out to Gustafsson near side. Here's a drive save made by Holtby. Rebound loose in front. Pops back out. Here's another drive from the top of the left circle. Is blocked. Comes to the end wall and brought back up the side. Ryan Patolny without a stick trying to kick that puck along. Can't do it. Here, we got a whistle and a penalty coming up, I believe, on Adirondack as a high stick up into the face of Matthew Ford there.
Yeah, Ben Holmstrom there tried to take the puck away from him, and he had his stick high a little bit.
So that will end the Adirondack power play prematurely. We'll have some 4-on-4 hockey as we get another look at this here. Holmstrom trying to push that puck along, and actually it looks like he was trying to lift Ford's stick, and Ford's stick wasn't there. And that is never a fun thing. The good news for the Phantoms is that it didn't draw blood, so it makes it a 2-minute power play, or 2-minute penalty instead of a 4. Again, there will be some 4-on-4 hockey here for 1 minute and 15 seconds. And then the Bears will have an abbreviated power play as we get another couple of spots looked at here on the Winter Classic ice surface at Citizens Bank Park. You really got to love the turnout for this game, Lappy. You had a situation where a lot of these people bought, they have tickets to the other 2 games, and they could have just said, hey, this one might be something we skip out. But everybody came out for all this. It's just been a fantastic experience, I think, for everybody involved. Well, taking a look at the Premium Flyers experience, there's single event suites available throughout the second half of the season. You can watch hockey action this season from a Wells Fargo suite with incredible food options, wait service, and private restrooms. And you and your guests will enjoy an action-packed evening they'll never forget. Suites at a Flyers game offer all that and more. For more information, call 215-389-9500 or visit mypremiumtix.com to book your event today. Looks like we're ready to go here with 3:58 left in the second period. We're tied at 1. All the scoring came in the first period. Chris Bourque knocked in a rebound off a flubbed shot by Kyle Greentree 28 seconds into the game, and then Mike Tesweed answered with a ricochet shot of his own at 12:03, and that's all we've seen other than some great saves by Braden Holtby. And for that matter, I'm going to knock on wood as I say this, but Michael Layton really hasn't had to work that hard here.
No, not that hard, but when he was called for, he made a couple good saves, and it's tough. Like I said earlier, when you're not busy, it's tough to stay in the game, but Michael Layton's he's a veteran. He's seen other games, and he's sharp and ready to go.
Phantom's still enjoying a 13-4 shot margin in this period as they work 4-on-4 down in the Hershey zone. Worked out to the point, and a shot blocked down in front, and the Bears trying to go out the other way, but the rolling puck could not be moved ahead to Bourque. And it's loose along the near wall in the neutral zone now. 27 seconds left in the Hershey penalty, then they'll jump on the power play real quick as Kevin Marshall carries one out of his own zone. Gains the red line, rims it around behind Holtby, who's out there to play it. Hamel arrives on the scene, trying to pull it free as well as Pither. But Greentree got to it first. He backhanded it ahead. It was chopped back down by Marshall around behind the net. Hamel cycles back around. Bears will pick this up here as the penalty time expires, and they head on the power play now. 0 for 2 so far this evening with 2 very effective kills by the Phantoms. And Adirondack able to clear that one down. First one down there will be Wellwood. He's all alone, though. Doesn't have much in the way of support as the Phantoms were changing. Now Bork will carry it ahead. He's got Petone going with him. He had his pocket picked as he arrived at the blue line. And just like that, the puck is sent the other way.
Yeah, that's what Eric Wellwood does so well. We use his speed, if it's on the power play on 5-on-4 like he just did there to make plays like that. And that's why I think he's going to be a good NHLer, sooner than later.
Lardson moved it back out, but it's kept in by Eakin at the point. Bears trying to get set up, but Bork is having all sorts of trouble with Tom Sestito. Bork carries it back out to the point, now flips it to McGill on the near wall. McNeil tried to move it back out, but that was knocked down. It ends up back down deep in the Phantom zone. Lardson, see if he can work it free from Greentree, does so. Slides slowly up towards the point. Now comes out center point. Bork with a shot blocked in front. It's loose in the slot and they score. Another one of those goals that you hate to see if you're a Phantoms fan, as that one was knocked down in the slot and it left Michael Layton scrambling. Not much he could do. And it's knocked home. The Bears take the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, you hate to see goals like that, especially the way the period's been for the Phantoms. They've been playing really well.
And we'll have to see who gets credit for this. The first shot came from Bork, and then it was a scramble. And it looks like maybe Greentree or Petone. I think it might have been Ryan Petone.
The Phantoms had 4 guys in the slot, though. It's tough to, I thought it was a lucky goal there, but if you're the Phantom, you just have to keep doing what you've been doing for the past 20 minutes, and you'll get back in this game for sure.
Well, Ryan Petone scored the game-winning goal in the longest game in American Hockey League history. 2:58 into the 5th overtime of Game 5 of the 2008 Calder Cup playoffs for the Phantoms against Albany. And he did it against, of all people, Michael Layton, the goaltender for the Albany River Rats that night. So Greentree looks like he's going to get credit for this, sweeping this home and making it a 2-1 Hershey lead. Well, we'll take another look here at this goal that gives Hershey this 2-1 lead. A crazy situation in the slot. It just finds its way past Michael Layton.
Yeah, you know what? The Phantoms, not too much to blame there. It was a lucky bounce there. Everybody was playing their position right. It's just sometimes, tonight especially, a couple lucky bounces, and that's another example.
And you saw from that angle, it definitely was Kyle Greentree with his 3rd of the season. Ryan Petone got a stick on it, but Greentree got a stick on it after that. So a couple of former Phantoms hooking up to burn the Phantoms. And it's a 2-1 lead for Hershey as we enter the last minute of play here in the second period.
Yeah, it makes it extra special for those guys to score, especially in Philly.
Cody Eakin gets the other assist as it's a 2-1 lead. A chance in front and a stay made by Holtby. It works loose to the right side of the net and then popped back out in front, and Holtby's able to cover it up.
Shane Harper there around the net had a good chance to put it in there.
Denny Hamel right there as the Phantoms come right back with another good scoring opportunity of their own. Harper just reached back and pulled it back out in front, but Holtby gobbled it up. So the Phantoms trying to get back on the pressure here in the final minute of the period. Right now, that Greentree goal is just credited to Eakin with an assist, but Petone definitely touched it there. He'll get an assist added on, I believe, under the review of that later on. Shot back out to center as Petone tries to move the bouncing puck along. It was blocked down, and here comes Testweed back the other way. Over the line, this shot was blocked, and it'll just be pulled in by Holtby, and he'll cover that up.
I like the no quit on the Phantoms tonight, though. You know what? They got scored on. They could, just not quit, but not being as aggressive as they are right now. And I really like what I'm seeing right now.
Joe Patterson is, again, has to be happy with the way this game has progressed for his team. Despite the score at this point, I don't think you change much in the third period, Lappy. I think Phantoms just need to keep doing what they're doing and wait to get some of the bounces going their way.
Yeah, put the puck on net and hope for a deflection. Or you know what? I like the line who's out there right now. If they keep doing what they're doing, Holmstrom, Testweed, and Wellwood, I'm sure they'll get a goal if they keep doing what they're doing.
Holmstrom's out with Hamel for this final face-off. Quick shot save made by Hopi, and the rebound loose to the near side. It's kept in on the point by Gustafson. His shot was blocked, and it comes out the center, and that's pretty much going to do it for the second period as Gustafson comes back on the loose puck. He'll just bring it to the wall and let the period come to an end. And we have some words being exchanged after the horn. One thing to note is that these two teams will play each other again tomorrow night in Hershey. The Bears and the Phantoms will play a back-to-back, and they used to do that all the time. I mean, these teams used to play each other 12 times a year.
I don't think it's going to be the same setup tomorrow night. It's going to be maybe it's going to be different for those players.
And you're right. It is just because I believe it might be the only 2 times they play each other this year. They just don't see as much of each other anymore. But a good old back-to-back at Giant Center in Hershey tomorrow night between these two clubs, and we'll be interesting for the folks that see that game if any of that stuff carries over. It tends to happen with some of these teams, especially these two. There's a lot of familiar faces to each other on these clubs, even though they don't play each other too often anymore. But the Phantoms did end up with a sizable shot advantage in that period. They're out shooting Hershey 24-14 on the game. And again, Lappy, the way things have gone, I don't know that they could have asked for anything better except for the score. The sustained pressure in that second period after the first few minutes was just fantastic. Amy Fadul is ringside and talking with some of the guys that come off the ice.
All right, guys, I'm here with Mike Testuide, and great goal there, the equalizer. They got off to a hot start scoring on that first shift. First time, apparently, that's happened all year. They get one back, but talk to me a little bit about your goal.
It's just Ben wins a great face-off, and, we work on some plays, and, just went through it to the net, and things get lucky when you throw it to the net, and it went in, so, it's all good. But we're down 2-1 right now. We got to get back in this.
You finally got some power plays. Has that been a key because you didn't get any in the first period?
Yeah, power plays obviously give us momentum, and that's what we need, getting shots to the net, get traffic in front of this goalie. He's pretty good. So we just got to make sure we're getting traffic, and I think we'll be fine.
What's this whole experience been like for you playing outdoor in front of all these people?
It's undescribable. It's unbelievable. All the fans of Philly, all the Phantoms fans out there, it's unbelievable, and thanks to everybody for making this possible. It's unbelievable. I love it. Having the best time of my life.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Yeah,
Good luck for the rest of the game. All right, Brian, Lappy, I'll send it back up to you.
One very excited Mike Testuide there as the Phantoms will look to come out and erase this deficit in the third period. They played great, but they trailed 2-1 after 2. We'll be back with more here in the second intermission from Citizens Bank Park here on the Comcast Network.
Pick Enterprise, we'll pick you up. Quick note about this outdoor classic. We have a new record. You heard me talking to the AHL commissioner. He thought they doubled it. Well, they did. The previous record was 21,000. They blew that away. 45,653 in attendance here at Citizens Bank Park to watch the Hershey Bears take on the Adirondack Phantoms, a new AHL attendance record. Brian and Lappy, I'll send it up to you guys.
Thank you, Amy. Math is not my strong suit, but that's somewhere in the neighborhood of 130,000 people for these 3 games. That is just incredible for support of hockey in this area.
Yeah, you know what? There's not too many places, especially in the States, where you can, have 3 events like that and be sold out. And it's, you got to give props to people in Philly.
The Phantoms are looking to keep doing what they've been doing here. They had a fantastic second period. They can get a fantastic third going here. They might be able to pull back ahead, but the Bears want to put this one away. It's a 2-1 Hershey lead as we drop the puck for period number 3. And Chris Bork, the first goal scorer for the Bears, controls off that draw. Hershey able to move it ahead, but it's blocked down in front of the benches, and Mike Testuide pushes it along. Here's a shot that was blocked and popped back around into the corner, and now it's chipped up into the netting and out of play. They don't have seats close to the rink at these games, but they still have the netting in place just to make sure everybody stays safe.
I like what Joe Patterson just did there. He started with his hotline tonight, Wellwood, Testuide, and Holmstrom, and it paid dividends early. They put it deep, and they start working in their zone.
The Flyers conclude their 3-game homestand tomorrow against the Ottawa Senators. It's a 1 p.m. matinee game, and then following an entire week on the road next week, the Flyers return to the Wells Fargo Center on January 17th to host the Minnesota Wild. Great seats are still available for all these matchups and all January home games. Call 215-218-PUCK or visit PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. Quick shot off the near wall by Bork is wide, and it ricochets out the center. Bork able to wrap it around and get it out, and now here come the Phantoms back up through center. Wellwood couldn't continue it along and ends up down back behind Leighton. Push it into the corner. Phantoms working there trying to get it out. It's Marshall pushing it ahead. Testweed couldn't chip it along. He'll get it on the second effort though and pop it out to center. Loose at the Phantoms line. Marshall will regroup into his own end. He'll take the return pass and turn it up the left wing. Couldn't get it through traffic. It's knocked down and sent back in by the Bears defense. Kundratek getting it in deep. And now Matthew Ford trying to dig it free. A quick shot by Petolny hit the side of the net. And now Gustafson and Petolny battling in the corner. Ends up coming up the wall. And here come the Phantoms out the other way. Wrapped around in deep. Kalinsky chasing for Adirondack, but Holtby will slow that down. Plays it up the boards, but it's knocked back down and sent back in around behind the net. Popped out in front. Cleared quickly to the near side. We've got a whistle, and we've got a penalty, at least one. As Harper got into it in the near side. McFlicker was there. We'll see what we get.
Was that a retaliation for that trip on the goalie there? I'm not sure.
May very well have been. It's Kundratek going to the box, and looks like it's going to be, I believe that was a roughing indication by Jamie Koharski. So we're going to get a Phantoms power play, their second of the game. Holtby took a little bit of a walk here and paid the price for it a little bit. Oh, that's what, okay, it was a delay in game call. I didn't think that looked like a roughing call that Jamie Koharski made. It's hard to see from up here. We're pretty far back from our vantage point here at Citizens Bank Park. But it was a delay of game call for that goal bump, and so the Phantoms are headed back on the power play. Hershey able to clear it right off the draw, and here comes Eric Gustafson up through center. Gustafson down the right side with it. Wrapped around and moved back out to the point, but it eludes Jason Akeson at that point. He'll have to come all the way back around. He's being pressured quickly there by Christian Hansen. Hansen coughed it, or able to work it free, and Kane moved it out in front, looking for a man there as a shorthanded opportunity developed. Adams able to snuff that out. Gustafson will move it ahead. Here's Wellwood moving along. He'll shovel it down into the near side corner, and it's wrapped back around where Hershey's going to pick it up and carry it back out again. O'Coin's going to have it here for the Bears. He lost the handle, and Akeson grabs the loose puck and carries it ahead through center, halfway through the penalty now. Chip back out through the slot, and Rowe could not quite find a stick on it. Came back out in front again, and Testweed again couldn't find the handle. Knocked down in front was Testweed as it comes back out to the point. Now here's Blake Kessel holding, shooting, blocked. Goes to Hamel, and back out to Akeson, center point. Big drive, that hit the goalpost. Goes to the corner for Hamel. Worked back around behind the net. It's Testweed cycling back for Hamel. Tried to center, but it was blocked. Now Testweed runs it back down. We'll go back to Hamel, who continues it around. And now Rowe has it on the far side. He's without his helmet, but his pass was blocked, and Hershey will just fire it all the way in. It comes off the glass quickly out in front, and Leighton moved over to take care of it. Just 12 seconds left on the power play as the Phantoms get one last rush in here. Chipped up the right side, and Rowe will go after it with his own helmet in the way. Testweed now in the corner, back to Rowe, trying to move it up the wall. That helmet's still there, bouncing around. Penalty time has expired. Team's back to full strength. Here's a drive from the point that was blocked. Comes to the near side and carried back up the point, but it was pushed away, and Sestito will have to go back and pick it up. It's about 4 minutes gone here in the third period. Hershey with a 2-1 lead. Phantoms looking for the equalizer here. The Bears just killed off the power play. Now here's Graham Mink moving in over the line. Mink with a shot blocked away by Leighton. Sestito after the loose puck. He'll backhanded ahead to center. Picking up for the Bears is Miskovic. Moved it ahead to Mink, who tried to center. That was blocked. Mink now carries around behind the net, runs into some traffic, works it out toward the point, but it was out of the reach of Sean Collins, and the Bears will have to regain the line. They'll dump it back in deep. Phantoms had a free out, but they can't get it out. It's moved out in front. It's blocked down there by Tyler Brown. Now knocked into the corner. Phantoms trying to move it up the wall, but they're having trouble getting it out of their own zone right now. Brown shoving at a man along the near boards. Now Eakin picked up the loose puck, shoveled that in on net, and Layton steered that aside easily into the corner. Here comes on the near side corner. Worked out to the point. Here's a shot. It's loose. And over to the far side, Jancevski trying to push it ahead. Moved along to center, and it's picked up there by Brown. He'll wrap it all the way around. Eakin on the far side. Couldn't clear. Here's a shot blocked by Holtby. Rebound loose in the circle. Another shot stopped by Holtby, and he'll cover that one up as John Kalinske looks on. He was almost able to shovel it back out in front, but Holtby was alert.
Yeah, well, we'll need the Phantoms are going to need a lot more of that. You know, put the puck on net. They didn't do that on their last power play. Well, they'll need to do that on 5-on-5 if they want to get back in the game.
Holtby had that first one on line, but he couldn't quite grab it with the glove. And the Phantoms actually ended up with 2 more shots there off that rebound. So we'll get a face-off in the Hershey zone. Kalinske in to take the draw against Keith O'Coin. Delay in the proceedings here. Now it looks like we're ready to go. Kalinske wins that one clean. Comes back to Marshall, just barely able to keep it in with Kevin Marshall. Wrap it back around into the corner. Kalinske goes and digs it free. He's looking for a passing lane. Kalinske stops and reverses course. Now Himmel behind the net, shoveled it out in front, but it's picked up there by the Bears, and Bork is able to move it ahead to center. Back into the Adirondack zone. Gustafsson is there. He leaves it off for Kalinske, and it comes back to Gustafsson, who is able to move it out. Gustafsson, perhaps the leading candidate to come back up to the Flyers should Kimmo Timonen miss any significant time. He left the game yesterday with an injury. Puck shoveled in on net. It's blocked out in front and ends up on the end boards, where it's picked up by Kalinske. He coughed up a pass, and a big shot from the top of the circle was turned aside by Layton as O'Coin just stepped right into that pass by Kalinske.
Yeah, that might not be the guy you want to give it one-timer shot from up there.
Bad combination. Yeah. Now here's O'Coin back out in front, but he has lost the handle on it, and the Phantoms were able to clear.
Yeah, Gustafsson had a great year this year until his injury, and he's one of those guys that, you know, if he got an upper body injury, it's better. And you know, he's such a good skater that it won't really hurt him. And I'm sure when he gets back, he's going to be fine.
Jason Akeson is off for repairs. He took a stick in the mouth, and he's getting looked at by the Phantoms trainer Greg Loudon as the Bears ice that one. That can't feel good. We'll get a look at it here as Akeson gets some treatment. Doesn't look like it was seen or didn't drew any blood, but there it is. O'Coin just clipped him with the tip of his stick.
He looks like the fourth Jonas Brothers, doesn't he? A little bit? No?
Yeah. Just a tad.
Yeah, just a tad.
He's got his Halloween costume ready for next year. Clearing attempt kept in on the point, wrapped back around behind the Hershey net, and the Bears trying to clear. Rowe able to keep it alive. Now down in front. Here's Sestito with a chance. Comes back out to the shot and a save. Holtby rebounds loose in the slide. Here's a drive. It's in. They score! Luke Pither was on the left post, and it looks like he tipped it home off the rebound. The Phantoms have tied it at 2.
What a great play by Tom Sestito coming out of the corner, using his size and his hands. For a big guy, he's got great hands, and great play by Tom Sestito, and Pither was right next to the net. Sometimes guys, you know, skate away from the post, but Pither just stayed there for a rebound.
And Tom Sestito made this happen with a great move. He pulled it back out in front. First 2 shots were stopped. The third shot was blocked down, but then it came right to Pither, and he is just in the right place at the right time. Stick on the ice, and he's able to tip it past Braden Holtby. And look at that reaction.
I love the celebration, though. I don't know what it is, but it was nice.
So the Phantoms have tied this one up here with 12:49 left to go in the third period, and they're looking for more. Denny Hamel wrapping it around behind the Hershey net, and Kalinsky comes in looking forward in the corner. It's worked to the circle. A shot save made by Holtby, and we get a whistle, and I'm not sure why. Luke Pither, with the goal of his young career, has tied this one at 2 here at Citizens Bank Park. A preview of the Flyers home-and-home series against the Ottawa Senators. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night, presented by Toyota, tonight at 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Luke Pither has tied this game at 2 on just a great scoring opportunity generated by some hard work in the Hershey end.
Yeah, it started by Tom Sestito. They're coming out of the corner using his size, and the puck went right to the point, and Pither just stopped at the net instead of turning the corner, and the puck came right into him.
And you could see there on that one shot, we had 4 Hershey players just clogging the front of the net, but Pither was down here off the post, and nobody even knew he was there, I don't think.
Most of the goals tonight, it's like they just put the puck on net with traffic and rebounds or a tip in like that.
So we have a face-off in the Hershey zone. Phantoms win the draw off the end boards. It's popped back out in front, hit the side of the net. Out to the point, another drive is blocked. Actually, I went wide of the net. Ricochets near side, and it's flipped back up the center. Just the second of the year for Pither. And it's tied this one up at 2. Phantoms get it in deep. Denny Hamel behind the net. Got it off to John Kalinsky. Flipped it back over to Hamel. He'll put it behind the net again. Kalinsky tried to get there. Oh, into the slot is stopped by Holtby as Harper came out of nowhere. Picked up that loose puck and had just a fantastic chance. Now we get a whistle and offsides against the Phantoms. That one had just barely come out over the line before Kalinsky fired it back on net. I got to tell you, when John Kalinsky left here with the Phantoms 3 years ago, he was a young kid. It's nice now to see him come back as a grizzled veteran, lots of NHL experience, and he's really part of the leadership now with this Phantoms team.
I think that you need that, especially with a young team like the Phantoms have this year. You need guys like Denny Hamel, and you need guys like him to mentor those guys. They're new. They just, some of those guys, the first time they live on their own in apartments and stuff like that, they need the old veterans like that to help them out. Older, I should say, not old.
Up the near side, the Phantoms trying to make something happen along the boards here. Is Testweed able to get it in deep? They'll go back after behind the net. It popped out into the top of the crease. Braden Holtby didn't know where it was, but he figured it out before Eric Wellwood could get there. And now Testweed sharing some words. Julian Brolette has some things to say to him, but this one almost scored it right out in front of the net.
Yeah, again, it's that line, that Holmstrom's line, and Testweed and Wellwood, I think has been the best line all night for both teams.
And you see Holtby there looking behind him, and all of a sudden he realized it was in front of him. Eric Wellwood saw it all the way. He was just a little bit too far away to get in there and get a stick on it. Phantoms control the draw. It's sent back around behind the Hershey net. Testweed running in on it. Pops up way in the air, and the Hershey player with a nice vertical there. It was Miskovic able to glove that down and keep it from popping out in front of the net. Now Miskovic leans on Testweed in the corner. As Testweed tries to work it free. Holmstrom will chase it down behind the net, stepping over a loose stick. That was Miskovic's. But the Bears get there first. They'll send it all the way down. This is going to be icing. The Phantoms get there first, and they do. So 11 minutes even left here in this third period. The Phantoms still continuing to outshoot the Bears by a wide margin. It's 30-17 on the game now, and against this Hershey team, that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, they've been aggressive. They've been the initiator, and it's going to pay off, I'm sure. They came back in the game now, and they got the momentum going on their side, and it's going to pay off.
Face off to Holtby's left in the Hershey zone. Off the draw, a shot from the high slot, turned aside by Holtby. Yeah, it works its way back around to the corner where Garrett Rowe's after it. Rowe tried to get it to Brown. He took the man instead and let it come out to the near wall. Now here's a shot from the point, blocked down in front. It's picked up there by Bork. and he's just going to fire this one in all the way on Layton and get the Bears a change after that icing call. Here is Greenstreet, canceled out on the end boards, and here comes back out to the point where it's kept in by the Bears. Back around after it is Oliver Lardson for Adirondack, and now it's head through center. They'll carry it along. Now moving in the slide. Here's a chance, a backhander, and another save by Holtby, and that net is off its pipes again. Jamie Koharski in there doing some pointing, but it doesn't look like anything's going to be called. But Cullinetti put himself into the net and took it well back. A great opportunity there again for Luke Pither, who's only got 2 goals this season, who's looking for a second of the night there.
Great pass by Tyler Brown there from the board, and you know, you drive the net there and you're going to open up stuff, and that's what Eddie did. Cullen Eddie just drove the net and he opened up that scene.
Lappy, why do you think the Phantoms have chosen this aggressive style tonight here against the Bears?
Well, you know, other than that first goal, they simplify their game. You know, instead of trying to make that fancy play, they go north-south like the Hershey coach said they should do. You know, you just go north-south, especially when you get a bad ice, and I think that's what the Phantoms are doing tonight.
Here is Eakin at center. They'll just move it back to Collins at the Hershey line, rink wide to Kondratic, and he'll fire it in deep. After it is Kessel in the corner. He's able to pressure off a Hershey forechecker, and Phantom's able to clear it out. Race to the puck in the near side corner. Holtby looking on as players crash, trying to pull this free. Working it out for the Phantoms with Sestito, but it'll come to a Hershey stick, and here come the Bears the other way. Eakin was stood up at the line. He'll get the puck on in deep, and now he gets it back, does Eakin. Worked back out to the point. Quick shot stopped by Layton. Puck pops high in the air. It's gloved out the center, and it's moved ahead. And here's Hamel on a breakaway. Hamel moves in, shoots, and a save made by Holtby. Hamel had some pestering coming from behind, but he still got the shot away, and Holtby able to turn aside. At the other end, here's a drive stopped by Layton, and he's going to cover that one up and get the whistle. End-to-end action here as both goalies come up great. One end to the other, and Denny Hamel turned aside. We'll be back in just a moment.
Your eyesight on the Winter Classic. Riley Cote joining me now an assistant coach with the Phantoms. You guys get the equalizer from Luke Pither there. He doesn't have a lot of goals in the season, but that had to make you feel good.
Yeah, you know, those are the goals we need right now, is from anybody slugging it out there. So, you know, we have our guys scoring regularly, and it's always good to see a guy that's to contribute on the offensive side of things. So, big all props to him, and we got to keep continued success and finish off a 3-2 win here. So,
all right, it has to be good for you to be back in Philadelphia, I imagine, right?
It's awesome. Great atmosphere. Can't beat this crowd here in Philly, and great game. Started off a little slow. Boys battled back, shooting pucks, funneling pucks to the net, and we're getting our chances. So we'll continue to do that, and we'll pick up some trash and finish this thing off.
All right, thanks, Riley. All right, appreciate it. Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
Got another look at this breakaway from Denny Hamel, and Braden Holtby coming up big yet again. He gets that pad on it.
Yeah, Shane Harper made a little chip pass there for Denny Hamel. If you want anybody from the Phantoms to have a breakaway, I think Denny Hamel would be your number one.
Yeah, that would be that'd be my choice.
Yeah.
Face-off coming up in the Adirondack zone, and a quick shot is blocked up over the glass and out of play. I once watched Denny Hamel when he was with the Binghamton Senators. He was at a morning skate at the Spectrum, getting ready to play the Phantoms, and you know, they were just practicing, and he was practicing one-timers. He shot a puck through the glass.
Yeah, he's good.
It didn't shatter the glass. It went through the lower corner of the glass behind the net.
That's his number one ammo. He's got a great shot, and he used it quite a bit too.
If there had been a goal judge there, he would have been dead. And ever since then, it just seems every time he takes a shot, you just hope nobody's in the way. Far side point drive blocked off a sliding Phantom. It's moved ahead through center, and this is going to be an icing call. We'll come back down to the Phantom's end. I'd like to welcome those of you who are joining us after watching the Sixers defeat the Pistons in their home opener. Brian Smith, Ian LaPerriere, Amy Fadul here with you at Citizens Bank Park, where the Adirondack Phantoms are taking on the Hershey Bears in the third game of the three-game outdoor series. Of course, we had the alumni game in the Winter Classic, now an American Hockey League game, and it's been a thriller so far. We're tied at 2 with the two of the top teams in the AHL here tonight in front of 45,000 people at Citizens Bank Park. Moved ahead through center, and the Bears will chip it along, but the Phantoms get back to it. Backhanded by Akeson, clear through around to the far side. Good to see him back out there after taking some carbon fiber to the mat. Phantoms try to clear on the left point, but it's kept back in by Hershey. Phantoms will regroup behind their nets. Kevin Marshall gets a look. Marshall will head man it to Ben Holmstrom, the captain of this Phantoms club, was sent back around behind Braden Holtby. Plays it high off the glass, but Testweed runs that down. Behind the net to Holmstrom, trying to pull possession free. Now he gets it, threw it back out in front, went clear through to the far side. And the Bears able to chip it out there, but we've got a whistle here as a couple of players down in a heap. Testweed collided with Kondratic there, and there is a penalty. I'm just not sure who it's on.
Yeah, Mike Testweed there got cut cheating a little bit, didn't he?
So it looks like, yeah, he pulled Kondratic around a little bit. Looked like Kondratic kind of got his skates stuck in the ice there and was in some pain. But it is definitely going to be Testweed here on the hold. And so Adirondack is going to go on the penalty kill again here for the third time tonight.
Yeah, there's no bigger penalty king than right now. 7 minutes left in the game. You want to kill that one to make sure you stay in the game and also to get back to get your momentum back.
I may have misspoke there. It's Adirondack on the penalty kill for the third time tonight. They've done great so far on the first two, and are looking to do the same. Hershey actually 0 for 3 on the power play. They did have that abbreviated power play there of about 40 seconds in the second period. Right off the hop here, the Phantoms are going to take it down shorthanded the other way. Here's Kolinski with a shot that missed the net, comes out to the right side wall, but the Phantoms are alert and able to keep it alive was Wellwood. But now here comes Hershey the other way, and they've got numbers. O'Coin down the right side, gets a pass off the board, far side, a shot, and they score.
What a great play there. I hate to say it, but that was a tic-tac-toe play, and you put yourself in that situation all night. You take penalties against the best power play in the league, they're going to burn you, and that's what happened.
And it's Graham Mink picking up the goal. He has been in Hershey forever. His playing time's been reduced, but he gets just a huge goal off the great pass by Chris Bork. Graham Mink one times it past Michael Layton, and the Hershey Bears take the 3-2 lead with 7:07 left to go in this third period.
What a pass by Chris Bork there. A backhand pass right on tape, and a great one-timer shot.
So finally, you would think with a 32% success rate,
they're going to burn you.
Yeah,
that's
they're going to
what
get
happened.
you one eventually, but the Phantoms are going to get another chance here as we got a penalty coming up on Hershey. Here's a shot blocked by Holtby, high in the air. It'll come down near the left circle, and now we get the whistle. A Phantom was pulled down, a tripping call coming up against the Bears, and the Phantoms are going to get a chance to tie the score here.
Yeah, I like the desperation of the Phantoms tonight. I got a good feeling about them coming back tonight. They didn't quit all night, and I don't think they're going to quit with 7 minutes left.
Headed to the box is Julian Brulette. And that was a slightly ugly looking pull down there, as possibly could have been an injury there, but the Phantoms got lucky. So the Phantoms headed on the power play here with, again, 6:46 left to go in this third period. They are looking for an equalizer. Down 3-2 here late in this one. 15-12 the time of the penalty as Akeson moves it ahead to center. It's continued down the left side. Holtby out to slow it. Wrapped around, but stopped by Hamel on the far side. Hamel played it into the slot, but it came right to Boyd Kane, and he'll chip it the length of the ice.
Yeah, you just don't want to force plays like that if you're the Phantoms. You want to set plays up in the zone and take your time. You get 2 minutes. Now you got 1:25 left, but you get plenty of time to get set up and get a good shot.
Akeson's head man pass was out of the reach of Sestito. It comes deep into the zone, cleared but not out. Now the second effort will get it out, and Michael Leighton will greet the puck behind his net. Phantoms coming back ahead through center. Dump in was blocked down, but it comes right to Wellwood with a shot and a save made by Holtby. Able to deny Wellwood on the quick opportunity in the circle.
Yeah, a lucky bounce there who came back right at Wellwood, and not much going on in that power play, but you only need one chance, and they almost got that one.
Holt being able to scoop it up with the glove there in the breadbasket. So the Phantoms still have about a minute to work with, 58 seconds left to go, 59 on the power play. And they'll get an offensive zone draw. Testweed is out there. Garrett Rowe is going to take this draw, and Eric Wellwood is to Rowe's right. Keith O'Coin out on the kill. And we've got a whistle and another penalty coming off this face-off. A high sticking call, and it looks like Garrett Rowe might be the guilty party, or I could be wrong. Rowe didn't look very happy. It is not him, but it is Michael Testweed. As you see there, he came back around and he got the shaft of his stick up on Patrick McNeil. So that will end the Phantoms power play 55 seconds early, and we'll have some 4-on-4 hockey.
Yeah, you got to be responsible for your stick. I know it's tough. You're in the motion there, and you want to go get the puck, but you got to be responsible for your stick.
Bears win the draw on a big drive wide of the net off the stick of Kondratic. Eakin could not keep it in, and it's back out to center where Collins runs it down. Kondratic carries it up the right side, moving in, snaps a shot from the circle, and it's stopped and held by Michael Leighton. We'll take a break. 3-2. Hershey with the lead late here in the third period at Citizens Bank Park. The newest addition to the Wells Fargo Center is the Flyers' all-new Fan Zone store. Powered by Reebok, it's now open. Shop for the latest Flyers Reebok gear. Create custom Flyers jerseys and merchandise exclusively available at the new Fan Zone store at the Wells Fargo Center. Fan Zone is open 2 hours prior to all Flyers home games. Well, the Adirondack Phantoms have played a heck of a game here tonight, but they still find themselves at the moment on the wrong end of the scoreboard. 3-2. Hershey with the lead with 5:25 left to play in this third period. Brian Smith, Ian LaPerriere, Amy Fadul here with you tonight. We hope you're enjoying this one. It is quite a sight here, as we have over 45,000 people in attendance, which more than doubles the American Hockey League's largest crowd ever to take in a game. Phantoms are trying to give it a happy ending for the Philadelphia fans, as a wraparound is turned aside by Leighton. A lot of these fans followed this team when it played at the Spectrum, which is no longer across the street from the ballpark. The memories remain, and they love getting back out here to take a look at their beloved Phantoms once a season. This year just happens to be outdoors, and 45,000 people came to see it. Here's Kevin Marshall coming in over the line. Tried to feed a pass in front as he had a man breaking down the right side into the circle. Bears snuffed that out, and a chance from the left side circle that's stopped and held by Michael Leighton. Well, the best and the brightest stars from the American Hockey League will be in Atlantic City later this month for the 2012 AHL All-Star Classic. It's January 29th and 30th at historic Boardwalk Hall. Don't miss a minute of the action. Get your tickets by visiting theahl.com or ticketmaster.com today. Should note also, as part of that weekend, John Stevens will be inducted into the American Hockey League Hall of Fame. He captained the Phantoms to a Calder Cup in 1998, coached them there in 2005. Here's Bork with a big drive and a save made by Leighton. He got a piece of that with the glove. Ricochets back out to the near side. 38 seconds left on this power play as the Bears work in the Phantom zone. McNeil back to Bork to the far side. One-timer, deflected save made by Layton, and he holds on. That hit a Phantom in front and changed direction. But Layton is able to cover that one up and get the whistle. Here's a look at the Eastern Conference All-Stars, which will include Michael Layton. In fact, 4 of these players are in the game tonight, and Boyd Kane is the captain of the Eastern Conference All-Star team. Chris Bork, with all his offensive prowess, will represent Hershey, as will Keith O'Coin. Power play continues here for the Bears. There's a couple of shots muffed on, and here comes Wellwood breaking out the other way. Wellwood sending it back down in the corner. He'll chase it himself. Popped out in front. Here's Holmstrom with a shot. That one blocked. And it goes into the corner where the Bears will regroup. Just 10 seconds left to go in this man advantage. As O'Coin flips it ahead through center, wide of the Adirondack net. And it's touched up. It's going to be they called icing, or well, let's take a look at this. I'm not sure what they called there. We have a whistle and a face-off coming up in the neutral zone. 2-line pass. We're still showing 1 second left on the power play. Oh, this is icing against Hershey. Excuse me. I'm just a little mistaken there. Some action on the field that we were a little bit distracted by. Icing against the Bears, so the comes to the far side circle on the draw. And up to pick it up was Jason Akeson, who'll dump it back in. It gets blocked back down, and it's flipped into the corner. Layton will watch that one go by as the Phantoms look to regroup. It's Marshall moving ahead. They are back to full strength. They got 3:23 to work with here as the Phantoms try to find that equalizer. 3-2 Hershey with the lead.
That's when you're open. A guy like Denny Amel, a veteran who's gonna score that big goal that he's known for. And if I had to put money on someone, it'd be my guy tonight. Not because he's French, but because he scored big goals before, and he's been pretty quiet tonight.
Puck out of play into the Phantoms bench. He'll send the faceoff back into the Adirondack zone. Now this game has had everything, again, pretty much go right for the Phantoms except the score. They have just really, seems to me anyway, they've outplayed these Bears for the most part.
Yeah, if you're the coaching staff, you don't like the scoreboard right now, but you like the effort that the boys are putting, right, for sure.
Blake Kessel will chase this puck into the corner off the draw. He's beaten to it, though. A centering pass got blocked down. It moves ahead to Testweed. He pushed it back to the wall, but the Bears will regroup and come back in. Centering pass blocked. Now it's loose. It was tipped in on Layton, and he was able to turn it aside. Matthew Ford got a stick on it. Comes to Testweed, who will dump it down into the corner and back around behind Holtby. Collins on it for Hershey. Moving away from the forechecking Phantom. It came out the near side. Now it's flipped back out to center. And over there to pick it up is Cullen Eddy. Rims it around. Collins has it now behind the Hershey net as the Bears just looking to kill time right now. 2:15 left to go in this third period. On the far side now, it's Hamel trying to pick up a loose puck. Now here's Shane Harper just dumping it in deep. Now a quick shot from a sharp angle is stopped by Holtby as the puck had bounced right back out to Eddy.
Yeah, right now you got to look for Michael Layton to come out of that probably on the next wave.
Here come the Bears with a 2-on-1 developing there late. Hansen's shot was wide. And now we've got a whistle as the puck went again into the Phantoms bench. Joe Patterson watching the clock and trying to decide how long to keep Michael Layton in there.
I think on the next rush that the Phantoms are going to have, you're going to see Michael Layton going sprint to the bench and have an extra forward to go on the ice.
Phantoms will control the draw briefly, but O'Coin was able to work it free and send it back in. And Gustafson now spinning away from pressure by the Bears. Moves it ahead. Garrett Rowe will carry it out. And there goes Layton. Meanwhile, Rowe trying to get a 2-on-1 going. Got a shot away and it went wide of the net. 6-on-5 here for the Phantoms with Michael Layton to the bench. A clearing attempt, glove down, shot loose in front, and Holtby will just reach out and grab that and hold on to it. Tom Sestito comes into Holtby's house and is trying to be forcibly removed. Sestito plays a lot more offensive role on this team than, of course, he does on the Flyers, and he was right in the mix of this one.
Yeah, well, he's a big body. He knows how to play. How to play his size, and he goes right in front of the net for. Well, he took that shot there, and he had traffic in front of it, I should say. He had Atkinson and Rowe out there. And when you see, we've seen that tonight. All those goals, they had traffic in front, and they put the puck on net, and they were hoping for another goal tonight.
Sestito was a third-round pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets back in 2006, and the Flyers got him in a trade last season, late in the season. As Joe Patterson has taken his time out here to talk strategy with his crew. Sestito arrived in Adirondack, and I believe he promptly broke his hand on somebody's head, and that ended his brief stay there pretty quickly. He played in 11 games last year after that trade. I'll tell you what, Lappy, this is just, we've talked about the spectacle and everything, but this experience for all these fans here, not only tonight, but also at the alumni game and the Winter Classic. I mean, despite the outcome of the Flyers game and whatever the outcome is here tonight, I mean, the fans are never going to forget this.
Yeah, they'll never forget this. And, I can talk for my family. My kids are here. My kids were at the last game, and it's something that they'll never forget. And I'm sure everybody in the building and those past 3 games will never forget those days.
Minute 15 left. Goalie is out for the Phantoms. They have the extra attacker as Aikison works on the point. Here's a drive. Save made by Holtby. Rebound is there, and a backhander again stopped by Holtby. It comes to the corner. And the Phantoms trying to get set back up. Bears to it on the near side. O'Coin could not move it along. Sestito blocked it down. Sestito trying to pull it free and get it back out to the point. He does. Aikison faked the shot. Works it to the far side. Here's Kessel with a drive. Save. Rebound is loose and now pushed to the far side where Collins tries to move it ahead. It's still kept in though. Wellwood gets to it. Oh, he lost it. Wellwood just stick handled it right over the line by a fraction of an inch, and it's going to cause a neutral zone draw.
Well, it might not be a bad thing that he was offside because, I don't know, the other forward, number 6, that had a great stick on him and could have been an empty net goal.
Heads up call by Leo Boylan on that line there, as that's very hard to see. Amy is down at the ice level. What do you got down there, Amy?
I was just listening in as Coach Patterson was talking to his team during that timeout. And actually, it was his team talking to him more. They were trying to decide who would match up with who. And it was Sestito saying, I've got this guy, I'm going to go with this guy. So they're very active. They know exactly who they need to have out there as far as man-to-man.
Final 35 seconds here as the action on the far wall. It's moved out to the point. Holmstrom over to Aikison. A shot is blocked. Battled for along the near side. Holmstrom gets it back down low. It's worked out center point. Aikison to the far side. A drive blocked loose. They score! Ben Holmstrom in the slot. Picks up the loose puck. He fires it past Braden Holtby, and the Phantoms have tied it at 3 with 20.8 seconds left in the third.
Well, Ben Holmstrom has been the go-to guys all year. Power play, penalty killing, 5-on-5, and he came out big tonight, tied the game with 20 seconds left.
The captain of the Phantoms, a few days off of a broken nose, comes up with just a huge goal for Adirondack, and we are tied late in this one.
Well, he stepped right in the slot there. He's right there for the rebound. They didn't go away from the slot and put that rebound right behind the goalie.
So with the extra attacker on and the net empty, the Phantoms are able to tie this up. And we are going to get some bonus hockey tonight here in Philadelphia. As Marshall goes back after it in his own end, ties it up in the corner. And the horn will sound. We are going to overtime. Neither of the previous 2 games required any extra time, but we're going to get some tonight.
You know what, the Phantoms, they got what they deserve. They play hard all night, and to leave here with a loss or no points would be unfair for them.
All right, when we come back, we'll have this overtime period for you. 3-3 after regulation here at Citizens Bank Park. We'll have the conclusion for you in just a moment. We are headed to overtime at Citizens Bank Park. The Adirondack Phantoms tied up late in the third period with the extra attacker on. Ben Holmstrom, the captain of the Phantoms, is the hero.
Well, he is, and like I said, he's at the right place, and there's no better place to be a hero than the Winter Classic, or whatever they want to call it for the AHL. It's a good place to be a hero.
So we will play 4-on-4 hockey in the overtime in the AHL. If we get to the shootout, it goes 5 rounds at least, not 3 as does the NHL. But we got 5 minutes left before we get to that point, and we'll see what happens here with this 4-on-4 action. Either way, though, the Phantoms, like you said, Lappy, they've pretty much at least gotten a point out of this, which, you know, they deserved at least that. They deserve a chance to go after the win here tonight, the way they've played this game.
Yeah, they took it to the Bears most of the night, and they deserve a win tonight.
Here comes Patrick McNeil through center, poked off his stick, but O'Coin grabs it at center. He'll circle back to his own line. He's got Bork coming back to help out on this rush, and now we'll feed him up the left wing. Bork tried a toe drag, got hit and knocked off the puck. Now it comes back to McNeil. He carries it out to the point. McNeil stops, gets upended, and now it's carrying it out to center as the Phantoms wanted a penalty there. Here come the Phantoms the other way. Wellwood feeding a man in front, backhand, and they score!
Shane Harper, what a goal.
Shane Harper
Yeah.
picking up the winner. 58 seconds into overtime. And the Phantoms get the comeback victory, 4-3 over the Hershey Bears.
Great pass by Eric Wellwood there, and Shane Harper just drove it in, made a great move on a backhand move.
Shane Harper is just mobbed along the penalty box side of the ice. And the Adirondack Phantoms give this night a memorable ending. Ben Holmstrom ties it with about 20 seconds left, and then Shane Harper wins it on the odd man rush. He was just able to chip it past Braden Holtby for the winner.
Great pass by Eric Wellwood there. Shane Harper, great move, backhand move. You know, he's not known to be a goal scorer, but he scored probably the biggest goal of his career so far.
Pulled it to the backhand, did Harper, and was just able to push it through Holtby's pads. You'll see how this develops here. Wellwood carried it through and just jammed that pass through. He pulled the backhand and just found a hole through the pads of Braden Holtby, who didn't have many holes in him tonight. But Shane Harper gets probably the biggest goal, at least of his professional career. I can pretty much tell you that. And the Adirondack Phantoms are the winners. The AHL's Outdoor Classic. Amy Fadul is down ringside, and she's got Shane Harper.
All right, guys, we were just watching Shane's goal up on the big screen, the Jumbotron here. Shane Harper, player of the game. What did you see there? It looked like you went 5-hole on him.
Yeah, we had like a 2-on-1 there. I fed it to Wellwood, and he made a real nice pass over. And I just tried to grab it and maybe go 5-hole, and it snuck in. You got a piece of it, but it snuck in. What a great way to end it. Yeah,
What a great way to be the hero, right? He was hard. Holtby was hard to solve all night, but you guys really got to him a little bit later. But what was it about him tonight?
Well, I mean, every time we play him, he's great. We knew that going in. I think it was a goalie battle. I mean, Leighton's unbelievable. They're two of the best goalies in the league. So we were just trying to get shots on him, and Holmstrom with a huge goal there with, what, 20 seconds left? Man, couldn't be under better right now. That's awesome.
How has this been? 45,000 plus on hand here at Citizens Bank Park. You guys coming back to Philadelphia, and you get the win in overtime.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We knew it was going to be pretty fun coming here, but honestly, I don't think anybody expected it to be like this. It's unbelievable.
A better way to end it than a win, right?
Yeah, unbelievable. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Shane. All right, guys, we'll send it back up to you.
Thank you, Amy. Our congratulations to Shane Harper, our Bud Light player of the game. He gets the overtime winner about a minute into the overtime period, and the Adirondack Phantoms win it 4-3 over the Hershey Bears. We'll be back with more from Citizens Bank Park in just a moment.